What's going on, everyone? So one of the things that the Lakers really need is a 3-and-D kind of wing. And they really need somebody that can be that kind of 1-through-3, 1-through-4 defender. Right, Jared Vanderbilt may end up being that. We'll see. Right, if he can kind of get back to that, the conference finals run, Jared Vanderbilt, hopefully he can kind of improve a little bit shooting the basketball. The last offseason we got with that, he was like improved shooting the three ball. He played like one game where you actually saw, I think he was like 3 of 4 from 3 or something like that, or 3 of 5 from 3, and then he got hurt, right? So maybe he can kind of take those strides. But one guy that I want to talk about in particular that I want to preface this, could maybe solve a lot of it for the Lakers is Adou Thiero. Now, the reason I say could is because we don't know, right? We haven't seen him at the NBA level. Now, coming out of college, he was looked at as the most, or one of the most ready defensive players in the draft, right? A guy that, like, hey, if you need somebody that can just give you effort, energy, be athletic, and then also defend 1-through-5 for you, I give you Adou Thiero, right? Like, and that's what the Lakers ended up getting. Talk about a guy that, again, is 6'8", with a 7-foot wingspan, with a 41-inch vert. The guy can jump out the building and defend literally 1-through-5 because of his size, his length, and his defense. He's, 220, 225, right? So he's strong, he's physical, he's defensive, he can be that point of attack. I mean, you're talking about a guy legit, right? Talk about replacing Dorian Finney-Smith. Adou Thiero might be that for the Lakers, right? They might get now you're never going to replace, I mean, not never, but like with a young guy like Adou Thiero. Let me rephrase that. You're not going to replace the experience and kind of like know on how to impact the game to the level of a Dorian Finney-Smith, right? Like Dorian Finney-Smith, the things about him is not like just the box score. Obviously, when he gives you 15 and stuff, like that's great. But it's more of like the winning plays that he makes throughout the course of a game. Him having the experience and feel and building a career playing that type of role. He's somebody that just, you're not going to get that in Adou Thiero, right? But you might get everything else. You might get the defensive versatility. You might get a lot of the hustle plays and the dirty work and all that stuff. I mean, you talk about a guy that, again, can defend 1-through-5 and might actually be better than Jared Vanderbilt offensively, right? He's a guy that, definitely needs to work on his three-point shot, but he's really good at finishing around the rim, which is Jared Vanderbilt's not so great at. His hands, he's not very good at catching and securing the basketball, finishing around the rim. I mean, how many times have we seen Jared Vanderbilt just botch layups and stuff, right? Adou Thiero is an excellent finisher with both hands on both sides of the basketball, a guy that can be a legit lob threat. He might be more impactful offensively than Jared Vanderbilt, and might actually give you a lot of the same stuff as Jared Vanderbilt, right? Adou Thiero could end up being a major answer for Lakers. And if he can just be serviceable, I'm not saying, 40% from 3 or anything like that, but can he be 35%, right? Which is actually below league average, right? But if he could be 35% from 3-point range on, 3-4 attempts, right? And he's giving you 8 to 10 points a game, which I don't think is crazy depending on the minutes and role, right? Because I don't think he's going to be solely just a catch and shoot 3-point shooter. I think he's going to be, that, but I think he's also going to be you're going to be able to run actions with him. Him being, the cutter from the wing, or him being able to kind of be the roll man because he has that athleticism, especially with Luka. We'd love to see him set in some actions where, he's given the slip, or, he's actually setting the hard screen and then being the roll man to the basket where Luka can just kind of throw it up and lob it to him and he can kind of finish it home. He's young. He's inexperienced, right? He just turned 21 in May. So he's young, right? But he has the tools to solve a lot of what the Lakers need. He has the tools to kind of be that impact guy for the Lakers and be a guy that can, potentially change kind of some of the perspective and some of the needs. I would still, even if he does become everything we want him to be, let's say he's 36% from 3-point range. So he's like around league average. Let's say he's our best defensive player. Let's say he's averaging 12 points a night. Let's say he is exactly what this team needs. I would still look to go get a more experienced veteran wing just in case come playoff time, right? And like that doesn't have to be an Andrew Wiggins at that point. If Adou Thiero solves your needs as like maybe he's even your starter, midway through the season because he's just undeniable out there. But I would like to bring in, can you find a more veteran guy? Somebody that has some playoff experience, somebody that kind of knows and fits the role, right? Because one, it doesn't hurt to have, right? Like Lakers could use that. But two, it's something that I think the Lakers would benefit from. One, you could kind of maybe have that guy kind of teach and mentor. But two, I think it'd be nice to kind of have him if Adou's having his struggles in his first playoff game, right? Like we might have to kind of switch this, right? Like, hey, you're still going to play some minutes, still going to play some heavy minutes, but we're trying to win here. You're young, we get it, we love you. Look, maybe it's not an issue, but again, I'd rather have that guy and not need him than need that guy and not have him, right? Because there's just the concerns with Thiero. But I really like the potential that Thiero brings to this team. I really like the upside that he brings to this team. I mean, I think he could end up being the long-term answer. I mean, he could be the guy that we're slotting at the 3 or 4 for the next 10 years, right? Like literally alongside Luka. Like I think he could end up being starting guy. I didn't even really talk about Adou Thiero because I didn't think he'd be drafted by the Lakers. Right, he was a guy that the Lakers never even thought that they were going to get. He was projected to go as high as right after the lottery. I mean, there was big boards that had him at like 15th, 17th. Right, he was kind of projected in like the mid to late first round because of the injury concern and stuff like that, and he fell all the way to 36th. Right? I mean, even when we got into the second round, I was like, I was talking about everyone else because I thought Adou Thiero was going to be the first or second pick in the second round. And he fell to the 6th, and Lakers were able to land him. That was huge. Rob Pelinka said himself, like, we had him as a first round talent on our big board. Most teams did. Right? And the Lakers ended up getting him. Right? Like, they did get a legit first round prospect in the second round. Now, not all of them work out, but some of them do. Right? Giannis, where was he drafted? Right? Like, Kobe, where was he drafted? Not saying that Adou Thiero is going to be Kobe or Giannis, but I'm saying, like, you get guys. Like Draymond, right? You get guys Jokic was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. Again, I'm not saying Adou Thiero is going to be a superstar and one of the best players in all of basketball, but he's 21 years old and has a world of upside, right? I wouldn't be surprised. You never know until you get there. No one thought Giannis was going to be Giannis until he became Giannis, right? Same thing with Jokic. No one thought Jokic was going to be Jokic until he became Jokic. Right? It's usually how it works. It's like, hey, this guy you got drafted later on, whatever, ends up being a hard worker and making it to the top. And I think Adou Thiero could potentially be that. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.